All right, hey everybody, this is Pastor Joel and Pastor JD here, and we wanted to
Hello.
share a little bit of a tutorial for you for Zoom, and particularly some settings that we want you guys to have set for this week's meetings as well as future meetings as well. Just some additional security settings that we think will be really, really helpful for you.
Yep. So we're going to show you really quickly right on a screen share tutorial what settings we want you to have. So if you're currently the host of your small group, this is for you to do before this coming weekend's 11 a.m. on Sunday's small group time.
All right, guys, so you are going to go to just your web browser. So here I'm in Google and I'm going to type in zoom.us, zoom.com. It'll come up the same thing. Doesn't matter. You want to sign in to your Zoom account. So type in your email address that you registered with as well as your password, and go ahead and sign in. Once you sign in, it'll take you right here to meetings where you can schedule meetings, so on and so forth. You'll see some pop-ups at the top where there's some new features added. You can just close those out. They aren't really pertinent to this. Then you're going to come over here and you're going to click settings. So once you click settings, this is where you get to change all your meeting settings. And so we're going to go down this list. And so you can pause this video at any point that you need to make sure you're getting these settings clicked in. You can put this side by side. You do half screen your Zoom screen and then half of it your YouTube screen where you're watching this. That might help you as well. So you want to, as you're going down through this, we'll just tell you what all to go on. I have host video on when I automatically join. It just saves you a step while you're joining. It's one less thing we have to do. For security reasons, we ask that you have participants video automatically on, so that nobody can come on and be kind of anonymous and try to chat or try to verbally talk without you be able to see them, and also be able to see them or be able to see whatever room they're coming from would help us figure out if anybody who they were if somebody was messing around. Audio type doesn't really matter. They just leave that at the auto setting, telephone and computer audio. You want join before host to be off, and so make sure that that is off. You want to be the host to be the first one in, nobody in there before you. Use personal meeting ID. You want to make sure that is off when scheduling meetings. All right. So if you've already scheduled this meeting using your personal meeting ID, then we'd want to change that or change your personal meeting ID to protect that so that nobody joins in other personal meetings that you have. Usually want to keep that reserved just for family and close friends. Going on down, same with personal meeting ID for instant meetings. You want that off. Only authenticated users can join the meeting from the web client. This means if somebody's trying to join just from zoom.com and not from a downloaded app, that they could join. So you can have that on just as long as other settings are taken care of. Require a password when scheduling new meetings.
It can be on or off. It's up to you.
Require a password for instant meetings.
Again, it can be on or off. It's up to you.
We want you to have the embed password in the meeting link for one-click join on. You probably already had that on for this last week anyway. Require password for participants joining by phone. This is a definite so that nobody can try to type in just your meeting link on a landline and call in, be able to mess with your group via audio, but not have any accountability to that. So it's an extra security feature. Skip these. These aren't really important. People don't have to be muted, or you don't have to have reminders. That's up to you. Keep this one off. They require encryption for third party. For chat, you definitely want to be able to allow chat, but you definitely want private chat to be off so that students aren't distracted and messing with one another or just having chatting in the background that would just keep them from focusing. So private chat's off, but you also want your chats to auto-save. So just as we're recording all of our meetings, you want all the chats to be saved as well, just for accountability purposes. You can have the sound on or off when people join or leave. I like off just so it's not annoying ding every time. File transfer, you can have this on as you want to share if you want to share files or videos or anything with your students. Feedback to Zoom and feedback at the end of meeting surveys. I just have both those off. They're not really important. Always show meeting control toolbar. You definitely want this on so that you have control of your meeting at all times and easy access to any anything. So if you need to remove somebody quickly or mute somebody or anything like that, you have quick and easy access. You don't have to hunt for it. Show Zoom windows during screen share time. This just allows you to be able to still see your students as you are sharing your screen, so when you're sharing the message videos with them. But you want your screen sharing, this is very, very important, while it's on, you want to be host only. You don't want anybody else to be able to screen share so that somebody can't come in, Zoom bomb you, and share something inappropriate. Then as for these next things, disable desktop screen share for users. That's already taken care of by the host only setting. Annotations. You don't want any students to be able to annotate over top of a screen share, which means for them to be able to type in or draw on or anything like that. Same with the whiteboard. You don't want students to be able to whiteboard draw over top of the screen share while you're sharing the message. Same with remote control. You don't want any student being able to remote controlly move or change things around on your computer. So make sure these three things are off. This is very important, that annotation, whiteboard, remote control are all off. Nonverbal feedback. This is where students can give you the thumbs up and all that stuff, or raise a hand. This is nice to have. Remove participants to rejoin. You want this off. If somebody's being removed because they're a disruption, it's best to remove them and not give them the opportunity to do the same thing again. Allow participants to rename themselves. You can allow them to rename themselves, so this on initially, but we'll encourage you that in the meeting, once students have all their proper names up, that you actually lock that function so that their names are locked and they can't change it, and just continually change it to be a distraction. Show participants' profile picture. So this is if their video is not showing, we'll show their profile picture. This is also important for accountability, so keep that on. Give hosts option to report participants to Zoom. This is very important. If somebody tries to Zoom bomb you or is this being or doing anything extremely inappropriate, we want to have the option to be able to report somebody so that Zoom can take proper actions against their account as well. Breakout rooms, you're not really using these right now, but you might as well leave it on. It doesn't help or hurt you to have it on. Remote support, just keep that off. Same with closed captioning, saved captions, far end camera control. Those can all be off. It doesn't really matter. Virtual background, we definitely went off. This is very, very important for this to be off so that nobody can log in and have an inappropriate background or just a very distracting background. Identify guest participants in the meeting. These next ones, these can all be off. They're not really pertinent. Waiting room, you want to make sure your waiting room is on so that while nobody joins before you, you also want to make it so that you have to let somebody in, so that if you see somebody that's trying to join with an inappropriate name or something like that, you can already tell their motives are a little bit sketchy.
And that's a new feature starting this week that we actually told you not to have waiting rooms on last week, but we realized that for safety reasons, so that you have to give them permission to come in before they just admit themselves in. So it's just a safety that we put in place.
Yeah, so this is just a gate to make sure you guys are help you keep out unwanted users, as well as show a join from your browser link. You don't want students to be able to join from a browser. There's some accountability to having to have a login and create an account. There's some accountability to that, so that you could report somebody who is being inappropriate. So keep this off. This is an auto setting by Zoom now, so just keep it off. And then the rest is just with email notifications. Just both of these on are helpful for you, as well as everything else at the end. Just the auto settings are fine. All right, next you're going to want to scroll all the way back up to the top, and then you're going to go over here and you're going to click recording. So once you get over to the recording tab, you're going to want to go down and you're going to make local recording on. All right, have checked. Host can give participants permission to record locally. That's if you ever want to or need to. And then also automatic recording. You want this to happen automatically. It's one less thing for you to have to think about when you're starting your meeting. And this is for security reasons, so you want to make sure that this is checked on and record onto the local computer.
So this concludes our tutorial on the different settings that you should save. Please do this before our meeting at 10 a.m. this Sunday so that we have all these settings ready to go.